Did you enjoy the ads? I probably wouldn't have. Welcome back.
I love that that's now the intro back from literally anything.
It just fits.
It works. It totally works. So, previous part, we were talking about people, birth charts, astrology. So, I guess let's kind of, wrap that up, or if you want to add anything.
Oh, well, I mean, as far as the rest of the story with the birth chart goes, it's kind of like, alright, like, you get these little, like, it'll explain these different aspects, right? Like, each planetary, which house, which this, which that, right? And well, one, the amount of perfect ratio aspects was an alarming amount, like, I mean, an abnormal amount. And the fact there were keys, and there was as many keys as there are, which are just key components of, like, important things that, like, will happen. That this person will be either the reason or part of the catalysis, or, like, they will be involved in these key moments, and that they are, you know, somehow going to majorly affect your life in one way or another. Like, Emily and I had, like, I think it was three keys, which of course one would be our friendship, the second would be the relationship, and then the third would be her death, because of how much her death actually affected me.
Right.
And Michael and I have three keys. The relationship, I would assume our son, and then I don't know what the third key is. Like, I could make assumptions, but at the end of the day, I don't really know. So, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and say one of the keys in this scenario is probably the friendship, meeting each other, and that. But that leaves quite a few more keys that I don't know, and I don't understand why there are so many in somebody who, in all reality, our paths should have never actually crossed. Like, it was by complete random. I don't want to say fate or anything like that, because that makes it sound a little more deep than it is, I guess. I don't know. But, like, it was just supposed to happen. And, like, it's weird how the relationship, the friendship has evolved over time now, because now we've known each other, like, over a year. And, like, we talk. Like, it's not like just like, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? Nothing. Like, send a couple reels back and forth. Not that there's anything wrong with those kinds of friendships. I have a lot of friendships where I mainly communicate through, like, memes and reels. But this is, like, speaking to somebody on a level in which, and it could be, there could be a lot of factors in why I'm so comfortable speaking to him the way I do, them the way I do. Tongue-tied. Anywho, it could have, it could, there's a lot of things that could be things, and one of my fears is that, like, death is one of the keys. And that's a big fear. I
really hope that.
I hope not, but, like, he and him and I have had conversations about, like, deep emotional shit, so, like, I mean, I'm not, like, I don't think they would do anything to themselves at all, but I also understand that we all do things that can put us at a higher risk of, not being here anymore. I mean, hell, the same goes for, like, me or you or anybody else. I mean, if you just get in a car, you can be taking a risk of not coming back. There are a lot, I'm not saying that this person has any, like, they're not suicidal or anything like that. Like, they have expressed that. But, like, anything can happen, and everybody knows that, and I, in my life, have experienced quite a bit of death, so I always, when I see keys, I especially now get scared.
Worry that it could be connected to death. Yeah.
But, I mean, if I look at the actual alignment of where the keys are, I could really kind of start to pinpoint things that it could or couldn't be, because obviously if it's death, it's going to land in certain ways. It's not just going to, like, be there. And I could also, obviously talk to, like, other people, or, like, my spiritual guides, or, like, somebody like that, and find out everything. But, like, kind of like I was saying in the last segment, I think when you know too much, you become hyper vigilant of any and every little thing that someone does.
You know, that's why I said ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Well, I mean, in this case, I should have not probably done that, because, like, it's just so weird. And
I didn't mean to interrupt, but your mic keeps kind of going in and out on my end.
Okay, are you better now? Are we good?
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, I kind of had the phone turned weird.
Just say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties. Maybe that was a sign I should stop talking. I will finish it off with this. Listen, I hope this person is in my life for a really, really long time. I don't think they have, like, any ill will or any malice towards me, and I think that they're one of probably the kindest souls I've ever had the pleasure of ever meeting in my entire life, which is weird for me to say. But, like, it's basically almost like a yin yang thing. Like, it all balances in a very creepy, ominous way, so to speak.
Right. I know a lot of people that will say that. They'll be like, this person's my soul, whatever. It's like, yeah, no, I feel like you know. I feel like even if you hadn't went into that and figured all that out, you know when you can click with people.
Right, and I mean, I wouldn't even call it so much like a soul thing. Okay, well, obviously everything involves your soul, but, like, I wouldn't say, like, this person is my soul mate. I think that would be, I mean, that would be weird to say, because, like, it's not that type of relationship. So, like, I don't think I would say that comfortably and be like, oh, they could, because, like, I feel like Michael probably is. I don't know. And I don't know if I necessarily believe in soul mates. I think there are people who are supposed to be in your life, and then there are people who are supposed to just, like, pop in and then go.
Yeah, life lessons is kind of what I consider, the good and the bad.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I think that it also just comes with the territory of, like, to try to say somebody is your soulmate would be to say they are your perfect match on every level, and I don't think that is real or possible for someone to be exact. Like, if you were exactly the same in shit, it would not be compatible, because you would get bored. You would get bored.
Mm-hmm. Right there with you. How much time do we got left, Brent?
Oh, we got 6 minutes. Longest. So,
okay, so,
do you have any opinions on soulmates or twin flames or any of that stuff?
sure. So, soulmate, I think maybe instead of it being like a relationship thing, like a husband, a wife, a boyfriend, or girlfriend, it could be that you find multiple of that. You know, you find people that kind of match, like I was saying, you kind of match the vibe. And people come in and out of your life to teach you things, like whether it be a positive, a negative thing, you're still being taught a lesson one way or the other, you know. In my case, it's like, I have learned what I do not want in a relationship because of my, like, home life as a child, right? So, it's like I learned that I don't want somebody to be like, the male figures I grew up with. I wanted a man that was like the total opposite of that, so to speak. So it's like, I think that you will meet people, they will teach you things, and then as life does, they move on. Either they move on in the sense of they pass away, or they move on in the sense of, they go about their business or whatever. So, I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. I don't think that there's one singular, like you were saying, if we were all the same in a relationship, everybody would be boring. So it's not like, and that's not all that life is either, finding this soulmate or this one singular person, Life is like so much more than that. That's why I think, too, I'm with you on that. I don't know if I personally believe in, like, this is the one person I need to find, and if I don't find them, it's over, it's whatever. It's like, no. You've got other people in your life. You have other things that make you whole besides the one thing you're trying to find, if that makes sense.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. I think that, like, I don't know. I think sometimes I get really either underly or overly attached to people, and then I set expectations without actually having, like, sometimes I get out of pocket with expectations of people because I think I'm a very affirmative person. You have to affirm that you still are my friend, like, every other day, or I start to think, oh, maybe this person doesn't really like me that much, which says more about me than anybody else. But so I think that may be also a reason why I have a hard time saying, oh, they're soulmates, because I feel like people have to be either close. But we will talk to you all right after we get back from this break. Enjoy the ads.